Hi, friends. It's Mrs. Van Doren. I miss you all, and I hope you're staying healthy. Lovey and I are here, and I'd like to read Chapter 8 of Hank Zipzer, The Life of Me. And let's see what happens when Hank goes to the reading gym. First, you can say hello to Lovey. She's all over the place. Do you want to say hello? Ooh, maybe not. Okay, so she's just going to sit here while we read, and I will start on Chapter 8. Welcome, everyone, to the first meeting of the reading gym, Mr. Rock said as I settled into my chair and tried to concentrate on what he was saying. By the way, concentration is never easy for me, but it was especially hard with Zoe the Wonderful sitting next to me. All my brain kept thinking about was how someone so cool could be in reading gym. I mean, let's face it, as much as they tried to make this sound like a fun after school athletic club, it was still a class for those who aren't exactly swift learners. I wondered if she was wondering about me. Like, what's this guy doing in here? What's his problem? Is he flunking out of fifth grade? First, I want to congratulate each of you on making the decision to attend reading gym, Mr. Rock went on. Each and every one of you is an individual. You are all so different in your own ways, and at the same time, you all share one thing in common. Yeah, we're stupid, Luke Whitman said, taking his finger out of his nostril just long enough to shout out this insulting remark. I hadn't even noticed that Luke Whitman was there and was picking his nose as always. This should tell you how much I was focused on Zoe. I mean, it's almost impossible not to notice Luke Whitman picking his nose. It's so gross that you just have to stare at him, like when you skin your knee really bad and you just have to keep staring at the scab. No one in here is stupid in any sense of the word, Mr. Rock said, handing Luke a Kleenex from the pop-up box he kept on a side table. I don't need those, Luke said. Trust me, you do, Mr. Rock said. And next time, I suggest you bring your own. That boy is so gross, Zoe whispered to me. You think that's gross, I whispered back. Every day he uses a different finger to go digging. And the amazing thing is, he always finds something. Zoe cracked up, and that made me feel pretty good. Maybe I had learning challenges, but the Zipzer attitude was in fine form. What you guys share, Mr. Rock went on, is that you all learn differently. And no matter how you learn, it has nothing to do with your intelligence. What we're going to be doing in here is working on giving you techniques that will help you learn in a style that's best for you. I like him, Zoe whispered to me. Mr. Rock is the best, I whispered back. Look at this. We're having a real conversation, Zoe and me, just like that. No sweat. Keep talking. Wow, this is really something. Mr. Rock spent the next few minutes describing what was going to happen in the reading gym. Each student was going to create a book that told the story of his or her life. We'd all have to write the book, illustrate the book, and then read the book to the group. And while we were making our life story books, each of us would be working on our own individual learning issues, like reading, writing, spelling, following directions, and so on. Leave it to Mr. Rock to come up with a really interesting assignment like that. For a minute, I actually thought it was too bad I was going to go back to Taekwondo and not staying in reading gym for the whole 10 weeks. It sounded like fun. Of course, not as much fun as breaking a board with your bare hands. Once Principal Love got through the history of Taekwondo and got into the actual kicking and board breaking part, the class was going to really rock. Now, Mr. Rock said, how about we go around the room and each of you say what is most difficult for you in school? That will help me figure out an individual strategy to help you. Let's start at this end of the room. Hank, that's you. Mr. Rock, what are you thinking? Can't you see I'm working hard to impress Zoe? And you want me to confess that I can't read, can't spell, can't do math, can't do well in anything at school except lunch? Well, I said, trying to flash the old Zipzer grin. I'm just here because I was doing the Taekwondo class in gym and I was getting tired of looking at the principal's knees, so I thought I'd take a hike across the hall until we get to the fighting and punching and kicking stuff. Hank, Mr. Rock said, I see you're not ready to share your issues, and that's okay. Let's move on to the young lady sitting next to you. What is your name? Zoe, she said. I go to PS9 and I'm in the 5th grade, but I read at a 3rd grade level because I have tracking difficulties with my eyes. Wow, she said it all right out there. She doesn't care who knows that she reads at a 3rd grade level. That girl is fearless. We can work on that, Mr. Rock said. Reading exercises will make your eye muscles stronger and help you track better. He gave her a big grin, and she smiled back at him. I wanted to be part of this smile fest. I stuck my hand up and waved it around urgently. Mr. Rock, can I go again? I said. I think I'm ready. Sure, Hank, he said. I'm all ears. My name is Hank Zipzer. I go to PS 87 and I'm in the 5th grade too. I don't know what grade level I read at, but I can tell you it's just above kindergarten. And I stink at spelling, and you can add math to that too. I could wrap it up by saying I have learning challenges. Mr. Rock gave me a big smile. Excellent, Hank, he said. The first step in getting help is to acknowledge that you need help. There's a lot we can accomplish in the reading gym. Whoa there, Mr. Rock, I said. I'm not actually in the reading gym. I'm in the reading gym, but not actually in the reading gym, if you know what I mean. Zoe giggled. It's complicated, I whispered to her. You can say that again. After me, we went around the room and the other kids said what their school problems were. At least, I think that's what they said. I have to admit, I was only half listening. The other half of me was watching Zoe. I noticed that she was a doodler, just like me. She spent the whole hour drawing lightning bolts all over the front of her notebook with a glittery purple pen. She was a leg shaker like me, too. Her knee bounced up and down like it had a motor in it. Are you staying in reading gym for the whole 10 weeks? I whispered to her just after a shy girl named Chelsea described how she had difficulty reading because she was dyslexic and reversed letters on the page. Sure, said Zoe, but it sounds like you're not staying. Too bad. We could have fun. Hold on, ears. Did you just hear what I heard? She thinks we could have fun. Oh, yeah. Hank and Zoe and Hank, having fun. Well, actually, I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing, I said. I told my 2 best friends that I'd do martial arts. And they're counting on you? Zoe asked. Well, they're kind of counting on me, but not actually counting on me. I know, Zoe said, complicated. Wow, this girl really gets me. Look, we're already talking like we've known each other our whole lives. We listened for a minute while another kid, Brandon Clark, explained his reading difficulties. When he finished talking, I suddenly heard my mouth whispering, something my brain hadn't planned to say. You know what? I whispered to Zoe. I've decided to stay here. I think reading gym will be much more fun than some old martial arts class. And besides, my friends have each other. Was that me talking? The same me that had been looking forward to Taekwondo for weeks. The me that couldn't wait to execute roundhouse kicks and leap in the air like a pouncing tiger. Hank Zipzer, have you lost your mind? I'm glad, Zoe said. You are? Sure, it's nice that you want to improve. Improvement is my middle name, I said. It is? The old me was saying this to the new me. I thought it was Daniel. What's your last name? She giggled. Zipzer, I said with a smile. What's yours? McKelty, she said. The smile froze on my face like I had just swallowed an iceberg. McKelty? Oop. Okay, I think this runs out. Shoot. I was trying to read. Ugh. I think it ran out of